Pezza, the day finished 6 for 336 to India after they won the toss and had a stick. Rohit fancied the deck and he had a stick today. 336 for 6. Interesting day's play, kind of setting up a little bit. It wasn't like as explosive as other days' play, but I feel like guys did stuff. The day has been set up. Interesting test match. I feel things, I think. Do you feel things, do you think?
I think it's a comment on modern media, Higgins, that like a 5-day test match after day one requires some fucking hot take. Like the take is a young guy scored a daddy 100 at home, but it still feels like because what England did in the first test, we're all meant to finish this day where India made 336 for 6. And say, you see this? So Stokes knows what he's doing. He actually knows what he's doing here with the young spinners and you know what I mean? So no. Jaiswal hit a daddy 100. That's the story of the day.
Great knock.
Maybe it will develop differently, but we're all just sitting here going like, you see, I actually understand what Bazball is now. I get it. And India threw a lot of wickets away. It's like, mate, there's just a young guy that made fucking heaps of runs. And it was really good. And he actually made the rest of his teammates look bad. And maybe there's a question there about the entire nation of India needing to turn over players.
There's your clicks. There are your clicks. There are your clicks.
I'm just saying, if you turn them over and go to work on the players, maybe you get some young guys in who are doing doing the job. The story is Jaiswal.
Yeah.
And Bashir bowled 27, 28 overs. That's awesome. Couple of wickets, gets Rohit. Another story, if you want it, if you're interested in stories, is Rohit not looking great. But the rest is like 330 for 6, maybe honours are even. No one wants to say anything anymore, which again is the... I guess the upside of Bazball. You know, like everyone's like, no one even wants to say what's happening in a test match anymore. Like, if that was against Australia, that's honours India. That's India all day. Yeah, 330. Yeah. They come back the next day, turn it into 500. See you later. Let's just turn them over, go to work, ripping the ball, ragging, etc. But now we're like, what if Ollie Pope hits 190? What if someone does something? Maybe that's a good thing for England. I don't know. Am I on the fence? I don't know. I'm just saying Jaiswal hit 170 red, and I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I just feel like in terms of like the day's play that we had last Sunday, especially like coupled with, like I feel like the end of the Gabba test match with the West Indies and Australia and the Hyderabad test match, they were coupled together of like 2 great days of test cricket. And it felt like this test match needed to like continue the, Sting-esque climaxing party, of like tantric, just like, a higher sensation for me. But test cricket requires you to start again to have the tantric element of the climaxing at the end of whatever the test match might be.
Yes.
And this test match is just like, I feel like we're faced with like a really interesting test match, but you have to watch the first few days to set it up, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
We won't remember this day at any point.
Already forgotten it.
Exactly. Like we all remember the end of it, and we don't remember what. Like we don't remember the foreplay. Like today was just foreplay.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Hand stuff. Just hand stuff. Yeah.
And how's Yashasvi Jaiswal meant to feel about that? What did he finish on? He goes 175 red.
179. Yeah, 9 red.
179 not out. Sorry, son. That was foreplay. I mean, it's not what Ravi Shastri
his highest
said.
Ever test score.
Yeah, he carried his nation today. He carried his nation like the remainder of his teammates succumbed to some of the softest wickets you have ever seen.
Yeah,
like in and of itself.
Yeah,
we're saying like this is like a small part of what the whole story is. It still went for like 10 hours. He literally saved his country today, who like may be on the brink of something historic. Like where like a new strategy is about to undo India. But one young man made 179 not out, and with like by any read of the game, India is in front. Like, India turns up tomorrow with Ashwin. Okay, everyone hated Ashwin at the end of the day's play, and the entire England team went up to Jaiswal and said, like, love you, mate, all good.
Yeah.
And everyone was just into Ashwin. But like, he could turn up tomorrow and it's a 75-run partnership and it's all India. But because of Bazball, nobody knows what to say. No one knows anymore. And that's the kind of chaos that McCullum will relish with his kimono and feet up on the chairs. So,
But it's a great point, and I'm sort of like mixing in with like I was going to talk about the teams for first off. Obviously, Bashir gets his debut and stuff, but like it really is Jaiswal's day, who now breaks his record from having his highest score must be in the West Indies, must have got 170 something in the West Indies. Now he's got his highest ever Test score. This guy has not only held the innings together, but in a moment where they are missing Virat Kohli seemingly right now. Hard, like not just missing him and not just missing him dearly, missing him hard.
We
like
all miss him.
I miss the beard vectors. I genuinely miss seeing V.KOHLI in a team sheet for me to recognize. Like for me as a neutral viewer to be up for it. Like it's been so long since
said.
I've watched an India Test match and not seen that name in it, and for me to have feelings towards the game itself, and like I feel like I'm playing, Brian Lara Cricket 99, where like it's kind of like it's made up names which are close to V. Kohli, but not, and like and it's just missing the gravitas of a Kohli home Test match now. Kohli's record at home has been difficult because of the nature of the decks have been hard to bat on recently. But like, I just feel like it's missing something. But then Jaiswal plays an innings where he's literally holding the entire side together, and the guy's 11 years old, and we know his backstory of like abject poverty and all the story behind it, and his success at Rajasthan. We know all about these things, and it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. So for someone that young to hold it together, I just feel like, God damn it, I miss Virat. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking incredible innings in the context of really either the first or second biggest Test series that India play, given they don't play against Pakistan in Tests. So either the Border Gavaskar or this series is the biggest Test series that India play. And this guy has played an absolute stunner on day one of the second Test match after India having lost the first Test match. This is a stunning innings. And why do I feel like in my like in the fucking chest of me, in my breastplate, I feel like I just miss Virat,
Yeah, man. Would you say that like Virat brings a bit of hell energy? Is that what you're saying?
Pezza, finally someone said it 8 minutes into the video. I'm so glad that someone brought it in, because TGC is brought to you by Hell Energy, which is India's highest selling energy drink in a can. It's available in 60 countries across the globe and indeed the world. It's the first beverage developed completely through AI. Pezza, here's a tagline. Hell Energy Drink gives you power like hell. Charlie, roll the clip.
Did you think that the power that brought you here had given up on you? But when would you believe in yourself if not at the finish line? Why hit the brakes when there's still fuel in the tank? Because the power that brought you here is still in you. All you need is a little spark to go like hell. Hell Energy.
Thank you very much to Hell Energy for getting behind TGC, and for all the people that have been getting behind Hell Energy in an abstract way, being like, boys, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Is this real? If so, I'm loving it. That's been the feedback so far. Pezza, Jaiswal.
Isn't it funny with him, mate? Like in and of itself, in today's Test match, to score 179 not out when the rest of your teammates like they all succumbed to pretty soft dismissals.
Couple of half trackers.
No, genuinely. I mean, Rohit. I want to talk about Aksar, who I thought selected at 6, massive vote of confidence. You can destroy a team with the ball and still bat at 6 for your nation like India. He was looking so good and then just out. KS Bharat looking so good and then just out. I mean, it's a wonderful day for Jaiswal. But by the same token, you watch him in the context of this guy could be anything. When he nearly throws it away at 150. Even harsher is there's 200 in the offing for you, son. You know, and I think that I'm like, Jaiswal, I want you to make 200, 300. The expectation we put on these guys is massive. All the while, England just picking up wickets, just lulling India into securities. You know, Rehan Ahmed just getting. Was it KS Bharat at the end? Just
yes,
sort of.
yes.
I'm not saying it's a half tracker. A little bit of bounce there, caught it backward point. I don't know. England just stays in the game, but We're not, because this is all foreplay. This is day one. We don't know if Jaiswal's innings is good. Oh, puss. How are you, Lola?
Every show.
Sorry,
show.
Sorry if you're listening on the audio.
This one's Louis. This one's Louis.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Louis. Sorry, Louis. Hello, Louis.
He's got beautiful eyes.
How are you, Louis? Yeah, I mean, as an Anglo-spheric white male, it's very difficult to go to the pub with you at 3 p.m. as we did today, and some people may have picked that up already on this program, and see a game where firstly you have to fight the staff to put the TV on, but secondly when they do put it on, you see Joe Root opening the bowling and Jaiswal hitting them over square, point, and you're like, I don't know how to process this. And then someone's got another screen on and Xavier Bartlett's bowling for Australia and doing well. You're like, God, I was just getting used to Kohli and Hazelwood, You know what I'm saying?
I want to watch Hayden Walsh bowl 4 overs for the West Indies at the MCG.
Exactly,
MCG,
and now Hayden Walsh is bowling and someone's calling him Haydos. I'm like, what's going on? And now Pattadar's debuting, and I'm like, where's Sarfaraz Khan? What a massive oversight. And now here comes Bashir. But that's what we're dealing with. And everyone today, if anyone is watching this and they're going through all the different analyses of the day's play, and I haven't even seen what it is because we're talking on the bell of stumps. I bet nobody is willing to say that India's done pretty well today because that is the Bazball effect. It's 336 for 6. It's actually not very good because England can do anything. What if Pope just had a good innings? What if? You know what I mean? Maybe maybe Ashwin just turns it into 400 odd.
So going into today's play, Pezza, without a ball being bowled, India overwhelming favourites to win the second test match, as they should be because of the record and the team they have. I know they're missing heaps of guys, including the key player Jadeja and of course Kohli. But India go into the game overwhelming favourites. So England need to again win basically another historic test match where they are underdogs massively going into the game. Should we talk about the teams going back to the very start? So Bashir gets his first game, gets his first test wicket, gets Rohit Sharma. They play Anderson instead of Wood. I'm talking about England, obviously. Jimmy Anderson just so economical. He doesn't have the raw power of Wood, obviously, but he nicks off Shubman Gill, who's just going through this really weird rut at the moment. Everyone knows that Shubman Gill's a fucking gun. Everyone knows it. Gets out in a weird way again, a seamer on this deck, nicking off. Good catch for folks. India are missing heaps of guys, of course, and they don't play Sarfaraz Khan, who I don't what is the actual number for Sarfaraz Khan to get picked for the Indian Test team? Because he's literally got 1 million runs in the Ranji Trophy.
I don't think that's the number they're looking for. He goes. I think they're looking for something lower than that.
It's actually got to be lower. On a different scale.
Far be not for me to judge genuinely, and personally. I'm just saying.
I'm carrying some Christmas weight, Pezza. I'm carrying. I'm not judging. Yeah.
Well, you think you'd be picked on weight of runs, but turns out that's not it.
like,
Which is not his fault, by the way.
No, of course. Don't you think with Sarfaraz Khan, they're literally everyone's got a price, right? Literally, there is a number that Sarfaraz Khan must hit to play for India. Now, what is that number? Because he's scored 1 million runs.
Yeah.
What's the number?
Yeah. Turns out it was nothing to do with his runs.
Okay, should we talk about the last thing, Pezza? In that, whose day was it? Because I heard of in the last couple of overs on commentary, Ravi Shastri, the GOAT, he said that this was a 500 deck, Pezza. He said it was 500 deck. India, behind that, they're 6 for 330 or so. My personal feeling, I think, which obviously matters enormously because what I think actually dictates what happens in the game of professional
Well,
cricket.
people are hanging on this.
I feel like here we go, boys. Cash in your tickets. I think it's England's day. I think, and I don't necessarily think they've done anything outstanding. I think they've just hung in there. I think they've picked just about the right team that was available to them. Jack Leach couldn't play. Bashir comes in, bowls 30 overs on his first day of Test cricket, and I think he takes 2 wickets. I think he's done fine. But I feel like England's slightly ahead. I think they're winning. Pezza. There goes my earphone. What are your thoughts? Who's winning, Pezza? I've walked into a room. Who's winning? Pezza, who's winning?
I think a lot of people... I think it's a very sexy idea to say that England's winning because of the Bazball stuff. I think 330 on the board's pretty good. I think the deck could get worse. I think England have toiled manfully, and their young players have stood up well. But and I also think that there is a big story in the fact that India has been carried by a guy who hasn't played close to 10 Test matches.
He's 11.
And he's 11 years of age, which means he's going to play a lot of games. So I mean, it's kind of twofold. I still think India's done pretty well, and India's going okay. But I don't know. I still think it's. I think India's going to be okay in the game. That's what I think, and kind of want.
View count.
Yeah. I just want to say something about the Kohli thing as well. All the guys failed apart from Jaiswal, and I wonder about the experience of Kohli in the sheds. And when you say the thing about Shastri saying it's a 500 deck, I don't know. I can't profess to know about the ins and outs of Indian cricket and the politics within the team. But no Kohli and Shastri on comms saying it's a 500 deck. It does make me think about the aggression of those two as an axis. And it's probably a case of rose-tinted spectacles looking back at what it was, because I know there were issues when those two were at the helm.
Great shout.
But
Great shout.
Rohit looks like he's struggling with the bat in Test cricket. Shubman, for whatever reason, isn't there. In terms of his form, I think Virat's form is probably good, but he's dealing with something else at the moment. And then you have Shastri on comm saying 500 deck. Doesn't help. Doesn't help when you got a lot of guys, a lot of young guys trying to make their way, and the team's still doing pretty well. I don't know what that means. I just wonder if Kohli's in the team and back in the sheds, and he's eyeballing Shubman Gill, who might be opening the batting or batting 3, or guys coming afterwards, and Kohli's just talking. It'd against England, it'd be a very, very safe feeling. I just wonder what it means for Indian cricket if it's so reliant upon big players to fucking wind the team up every single time. I don't know. What I'm saying is I miss Kohli, I miss the name, I miss the letters, and I miss the influence. It feels thinner. The team feels thinner than I thought it might, because with India, we talk about production lines so much. So many great players coming through. Maybe they'll take the reins and leave the old guys, in the shade. But no Kohli, no Jadeja, and it looks it looks a long way off, but they've still done very well. So I'm sitting on the fence, obviously.
They've scored 330. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course. Hashtag AskTGC. Get in your hashtag AskTGC into the comments below. We're going to read it out tomorrow. If it's any good, if it's terrible, we'll read it and then judge you. And if we don't judge you, a lot of other people are going to judge you for that comment. So just be very careful about the paradigm about the level of what you're typing in there. So please get in your hashtag AskTGC into the comments below. This one comes in from Aaron Pezza. He says, hashtag AskTGC, with Jimmy Anderson again proving that old people can play test cricket, at what stage do India get MS Dhoni out of retirement to prep him for the IPL? Of course, the premier tournament in world cricket, the IPL, ahead of test cricket. Now, I've got to tell you, if another wicket falls and walking out to bat comes MSD, the Tamasha, walks out to bat, everything involving that, I've got to tell you, is that the greatest moment in sports since maybe Kobe dropped 60 in his final game at the Staples Center, since Tiger Woods won the Masters in 2019, the comeback? That would actually be up there with one of the greatest sporting moments in the history of competitive sports. Now, sure, runs aside, whether or not he can actually see the ball, separate issues. MS Dhoni walks out to bat in a test match, all of a sudden, hang on, Papua New Guinea are playing test matches in 5 years? It elevates the entire sport, the entire code. Does this have legs, Pezza? Are you on board with this?
I definitely agree that it would be the greatest moment in sports marketing. Which isn't really that far away from a lot of the competitions we watch.
Basically the same thing. Yeah.
So I think if England wins this test match, and a lot of Indians will recognise this reference, but this would be akin to bringing back Alan Langer in
Yes.
Origin 3, 2001, I want to say, and I will.
I think, maybe 2.
So yeah, it's okay. That's a 23-year-old reference.
In rugby league.
Yeah, and doesn't
for
feel
the
that,
East Coast of
and
Australia.
it doesn't feel that long ago. But no, I agree with you. If India conspires to lose this game and England being 2-0 up in a 5-test series are on the precipice of something historic, I do believe the call must go into MSD. And
off the tractor.
And won't the crowds come in to Rajkot? Third test. They probably would. And I'd imagine that they'd actually arrive in yellow jerseys, wouldn't they?
100%.
That'd be Chennai.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
man, that's hot shit, man. Yeah. So what you're saying is, after day one of the second test of a 5-test series, we're starting to flag that MSD might get the call. That's what you're saying. After India made 330 and Jaiswal made 179 not out, maybe it's time for MSD.
No matter what happens in Jaiswal's career, today will be one of the happiest days and greatest days of his career, and we're calling for MS Dhoni to come back. It's something to think about. We're just setting up the test match. I think personally, you know what? Here at The Great Cricketer, we think that is potentially a great game of cricket, but we've got to wait a few days, build it up, soak it all up. We'll see you guys on the internet tomorrow for day 2. Cheers.